Every Sunday, Pearla's favorite thing to do is to help her dad in his bakery knitted. She loves it more than playing checkers or jumping on her pogo sticks. Pearla is only 10, but she is able to bake perfect cookies and cupcakes like a professional baker. Her delicious round cookies with perfect pointy chocolate chips and tall fluffy cupcakes with perfect Ridley white cream are known far and wide. Early Sunday, just about everyone in Sunshine City comes to buy Pearla's goodies. People even drive from far away to buy her perfect baked goods. Pearla feels proud that everyone loves her cookies and cupcakes. It's Sunday morning. Pearla jumps out of bed, precisely picks out her perfect baking clothes and pointy baker's hat, and scrambles down the stairs. She wants to start baking her perfect cookies and cupcakes right away. She skips all the way down the block to knead it. Pearla gathers all the ingredients and lines them up with precision on the counter: flour, egg, vanilla, butter, and salt. She picks out her perfect mixing bowl, the one with pink and purple pansies, and begins mixing the ingredients all together in their perfect order. As she mixes, she is thinking about all the people who will come today to eat her cookies and cupcakes. First, she mixes the batter to make her perfectly round cookies. Next, she uses strong and fast hands to whip her tall fluffy cupcakes. Into the oven they go. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Pearla realizes that she forgot to add the baking powder to the cookies and cupcakes. How could she do something so imperfect? But it is too late. The cookies and cupcakes are already beginning to bake. Pearla started to feel nervous. She made a mistake that this is not okay in Pearla's perfect world. She doesn't know what to do. Pearla paces back and forth and bites her lip. She mutters softly, "Bladder, bladder." Pearla, Pearla stands up tall and takes a deep breath. She smiles and thinks, "I'm a person. People are not perfect. I did my best. I know I will be helped with the rest." Ding! The timer on the oven goes off. Pearlie opens the oven and peeks inside. She sees that her round circle cookies have come out like a triangle, and her tall fluffy cupcakes are flat like squares. "Oh no," Pearla exclaims. "My cookies and cupcakes are ruined. These are not perfect," she says to herself in a teeny tiny voice. "Who will want them?" Pearla plops down to the floor. She begins twisting her hair around her finger. Suddenly she feels hopeful. She jumps up and says, "I have a plan. I'm going to sell these imperfect cookies and cupcakes." Pearla grabs the thick black marker and writes "imperfect" on a large white sign. She places the sign near the triangle cookies and the square cupcakes. She would tell the customer that they can pay less money for these imperfect items. It's the perfect plan. Just then the door opens and the Petrolinsky family comes in. Mr. and Mrs. Petrolinsky, along with their dog, are always the first customers, and they always wear triangular shirts, bags, and earrings. Mrs. Petrolinsky even wears triangle-shaped eyeglasses. Pearla bites her lip and scrunches her eyes shut tight. She is feeling nervous and is just sure that Petrolinsky's will be disappointed to find the imperfect cookies. Mrs. Petrolinsky walks over to the counter, looks at the cookies, and jumps up and down gleefully. Today is our lucky day, she shouts out. This is perfect. We love triangles. We never saw triangular chocolate chip cookies before. This may have a sign that says imperfect, but they are perfect to us. Mrs. Petrolinsky buys 2 boxes of triangle cookies. Pearla stretches her head and twinkles her nose. She is very surprised as she waves goodbye to the Petrolinskys. She stands behind her imperfect cookies and cupcakes with a big smile on her face. Up until today, Pearla always thought that making mistakes was not okay, but now she realizes that what is imperfect for one person might be perfect for another. Pearla turns to see Mrs. Pediopal and her daughter Dala both wearing tough oval sunglasses and matching sundresses enter the store. They drove up all the way from the other side of the river. Mrs. Pediopal and Dala are famous for never ever buying anything but Pearla's tall fluffy cupcakes and perfect wiggly white cream. In fact, they even have a taster uh, to test each one. Mrs. Pediopal and Dala glare at the imperfect cupcakes. Dala says, I only eat tall cupcakes with perfectly wiggly white cream. I guess we will just have to buy our cupcakes somewhere else. Dala and her mother breathe a heavy sigh and turn their noses up as they leave the store. There are no perfect cupcakes to take home with them today. Pearla's cheeks grow red. Her hands begin to feel hot and sweaty. She feels embarrassed and sad. Finally, she takes a long, deep breath and tells herself, I did my best and feel so thankful for the rest. Suddenly, Sammy Constelli, who is on his way to practice with the Sunshine Swim team, rides his scooter into the bakery. He wears a square helmet, a square watch, and a square shoes and carries perfectly square backpack. Sammy Constelli walks over to the counter and gives Pearla a high five. He spies the cupcakes and his eyes get big and square. Pearla, this is perfect. I love squares. I've never seen squares flat cupcakes before. These may have a sign that says imperfect, but they are perfect for me. Sammy constantly buys 2 flat cupcakes and leaves the bakery with a huge grin on his face. By now, Pearla is feeling even more surprised. She didn't think that anyone would like imperfect flat cupcakes over her perfectly tall ones. She cannot believe what has happened. Maybe she thinks it is okay when everything doesn't grow up as perfectly as I think it should. Maybe just maybe it's okay to make mistakes. Soon there is a long line out of Petrolinsky's sisters, brothers, and neighbors who want to buy their own boxes of imperfect triangle cookies. Sammy even comes back with children from the Sunshine Swim team to buy the imperfect square cupcakes. Pearla stands behind the counter with her mouth wide open. She thinks I did my best and feels so thankful for the rest. By the end of the day, there were not a, not even one imperfect cookie or cupcake left in it. Today, Pearla learned an important lesson that she will never forget. Sometimes things don't go perfectly. By staying calm, we might see the imperfect changes can turn into perfectly perfect plans.